Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, May 5th, 2015. Well, it was a nice long weekend, pleasant trip up to see the grandchildren in Wisconsin. I had a very good time. Weather was wonderful, and overall, it was just good. So now I need to get back to trading and talk a little bit about Thursday and Friday as a recap. But first of all, let's take a look at how the announcements went. Most of these were at the bottom of their ranges, except for construction spending, which missed sort of big time. You know, this is it was a little bit out of its range, I guess you could say. But most everything else, you know, they give you a consensus range, and most everything was just at the very bottom of it for Friday's announcements. And then yesterday, factory orders, I didn't look at these, right in line, and I think that's about it. And then there's today. Today we have international trade and ISM non-manufacturing index, and then we got a lot of hot air blowing here. We have some more announcements here on Wednesday, and then Friday is the big jobs report. Sort of a quiet week. There's a lot of junk in here, but a lot of it just doesn't affect the market that much typically, if it's great or highly negative numbers. I wouldn't believe any numbers that are great right now, because things are just not really all that great. They're hanging on. I just get a sense that you're climbing this cliff and you're hanging on to a rope, and it's just starting to fray, and you don't know if you're going to be able to get to the top or not. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing going on here. And then you got Bill Gross here. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth, I guess you might say. Well, he's 71. I should talk. I'm not 71 yet, but getting a little long in the tooth myself. But let's take a look at what's going on across the ponds. In Asia, mostly bearish, and in Europe, mixed, I guess you could say, to sort of flat, weak in either direction. That's the way that I would put that one. Looking over here at the futures here in the U.S., that's flat. That's about as flat as you can get. Gold at, what is that, 1186? Are you serious? Wow. It's down a little bit. I've been looking at that magical 1200 level lately. That's kind of been the resistance point, I guess you might say. Oil's at 59.35, and I would call resistance on that one at 60. It's been hanging around 58 for quite a while. The dollar's at 95, definitely getting weaker, and the dollar against the euro is at $1.11. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about SPX here. Let's bring that one up there, and let's jump over to our charts. Okay, here we have SPX. Now, I hope you guys got in on this on Friday. This was just a beautiful place. Really downward thrust on Thursday, and then Friday opened and just started climbing and didn't look back. And let's take a look at a 15-minute chart here. That's Monday. Let's take a look at Friday. Big surge in the morning. I'm sure that the that's 5-1. It's Friday. Big surge in the morning, and then kind of drifted sideways, and then at lunchtime made another move up to end a day that just about totally made up for Thursday's thrust downward. So when we look at this, at our stochastic and our MACD, we had green and we had green, and I'd be willing to bet that both these went green in the morning. I wasn't watching, I was in a car, but I'll bet you that both of these went green in the morning, or at least at noon or thereabouts. And if you could get in around this level, you probably would have got, I would say, at this short or below, for what expiration? June 15 would have been one that was at a minimum 30 days out, which is what we're always looking for. Here we had 2045 as of this morning, but I would be willing to bet you probably would have been around 2035 or 2040 on Friday for that 20 delta. If we look at the delta column here, 20. So 2045 would have been the way to go. So I got a little frustrated when I saw that, and I had some spare time. I don't remember exactly where it was, probably in my hotel room, messing around with the Thinkorswim iPhone app, and I think I figured out how to do a trade like I do here on SPX, because I was able to set it up. And what I'm going to be doing, I think I also figured out a way to record it and do a demonstration on how to do that on my Windows laptop, believe it or not. I'm going to test it out in theory first before I pop for this $50 cable, which is basically an HDMI output from your iPhone that I can pump into my laptop, I believe, and I can record actually how that trade is set up. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying something new, and also being able to do these simpler and what I'm calling the relaxed SPX trades that I've been focusing on lately. So like I said, I'm looking forward to that. So here is, let me look at the chart here. This is a trade that we did way back here on 4/20, April 20th, way back in the last month. And it's maturing very well. Looking at the one standard deviation here in the shaded part, looks like as though it should work out pretty well for us. We have these other trades. This is this really long-term bear call. Let's see here. There. And it's losing money right now. The short is way up here, which is at 2,400, and it's not even on the chart here. I could squeeze it in here. I have to really, there we go. There. The short's at 2,400 right here. It's not making any money right now, but that's my protection, I guess you might say. Simulated trade. Here's another simulated trade that I did back here, and that's here on this chart. And this one is almost at expiration. It will expire this week, and it's at almost 100% profit. And then the other simulated one that I did the week after that one is very close to, it's at 70 right now, and max profit's 100 on that one. So that's these that's these two trades right here. And then I went live with that strategy, and I'm beginning to really like it. Missed out on this one. Now we have to wait for our next opportunity. I don't necessarily want to go crazy with this. So if we get a little bit of a pullback maybe today, I don't know if we're going to or not. We'll see what the stochastic does. It gives us a little impulse down, then and then hooks turns back up, then we will get in. And it doesn't necessarily have to come all the way down to here. Just give us a little bit of a knee jerk on this of some sort. That's all we're looking for. Alright, so need to get going here with the scan because we're already 10 minutes into this recording and haven't even mentioned a thing on the other underlines. Well, we had this deal here with earnings season, and we're just about done with it, so we will be able to start looking at more opportunities. Apple need a little bit more time on this one to figure out what's going on there. Amazon, a little bit more time there. What do you think? What do you think? I really don't know. This gap here is just messes everything up. So I think we definitely need more time with Amazon. We need more time with Baidu, Chipotle. We don't need time with Chipotle. We're in setup mode here. We're pretty sure that we have a continuation of this downward trend on the weekly over here on the daily. So we're looking at Chipotle definitely as a setup for a bear call for today. So that's going on the list. Costco, pretty much same thing. Oh, this is pretty too. I am liking Costco here a lot, and the reason why I like it is we have beginnings of a pretty solid looking downtrend on the weekly, and definitely some huge confirmation here on the daily. Green right in our zone here, looking for hooks down. Green and green here. So we're looking for some hookies. I don't know that this is going to react fast enough on the weekly to give us a hook down, but I'm pretty excited about this for a bear call. And that would be a 50 delta. Both these would be, Chipotle and Costco would be 50 deltas. Dow Jones, definitely in a consolidation mode here. Look at this weekly. Holy mackerel. They're just not going anywhere. Wiggling around in a range. Gold not looking so hot. It looks like my call is going to expire. Zero, way out of the money. Google, what's going on with Google? It's not a real strong downtrend here on the weekly. Earnings, a big pop. I don't know where this is going yet, so we need to wait a little while on that one. LinkedIn. Wow. Not happy here, folks. LinkedIn is not looking good. Probably could go with, although I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, you could probably go with a 50 delta here and for this week and probably be okay. NDX, this would be a 20 delta trade. This looked real good for last week as well, just like SPX. Would have been a good one. Where would we be? Let's just say that, let's look at one for today and get rid of this. If I didn't lock in the price, then I'm not really watching it. So a 20 delta, 23 days out. Let's look at this 30 days here. Alright, so we have to show more. So let's go with 40. And we still can't get a 20 delta here. We're down to 26. I guess we're going to have to show all. I don't like doing that. There's a lot of data that I'm asking for. But we'll go, okay, 20 delta. Alright, we would be here at 43.25. Is that even on the chart? Yeah, it is. 43.25. Right around here someplace. Well, it hasn't been down there since beginning of April. And actually, that's just about at the support level here. So that could be a pretty good choice. I think it's still viable. It's right here. I think that is a viable strike yet. So might consider that. And the same thing with SPX when we get to it. Continuing on, Netflix. Yeah. Don't know what's going on there. And it's hard to tell with this too because there's such a huge gap in here when this chart tries to pull it all in here. There. Now we can, that looks a little bit better. Now we can see what's going on here. But yeah, I'm not making any bets either way on Netflix right now. Sorry about that stuff. Alright. Let's get back to our normal view here. As soon as this... come on. Okay, there we go. We're getting choppy now again. Must be time to end the recording or something. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, that's... Okay, we got earnings coming up on Priceline. You know we're not going to touch that one. The Russell. This would probably be... this is not good. Look at this. We rolled over on the Russell. And the Russell, a lot of times, it leads the other indexes. I'm not doing anything with the Russell. SPX, though, still looks promising. As I mentioned before, probably don't even really need to cover that. Would be interested in a 20 delta on it. Might still do one today. Depends on kind of what the market does. Not sure right now what it's going to do. Can't really tell from this. It changes very quickly. You know that. And then Tesla has earnings coming up, so no interest in that for right now. Alright, so for today, this is it. Feels good to be back in the saddle again. And that is, well, I said that's it for today. Pretty long recording. Well, not that bad. A lot of babbling in the beginning, though. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.